Hi, in this video, I'm going to be talking about AI content writers' weaknesses, or basically AI content creation software weaknesses in general, so that you can understand uh, what what are the limitations of AI content generation in software, and what are some things that you can do to kind of, I wouldn't say prevent it, but kind of deal with the weaknesses. All right, so let's start with AI content writers. Rider is a typical one, and I'm not trying to make fun of this one, but generally, it's one of the more popular ones. I like to use this software even though the customer service is horrible. But I'm going to show you, in my last video, I showed you a few of the weaknesses. I'm just going to show you real quick what are the general weaknesses of AI content writers in general. All right, so when you go to AI content writers in general, one of the weaknesses is they're very bad at writing about websites. All right, so I'm going to take, I'm going to take nvideo.io. All right, I'm going to take this one right here, and I'm just going to plop it in here. And maybe keep it like that. I'm going to generate 3 variants and see what comes out. Okay, and here we go. It says NVIDIA is a new AI-powered video creation tool that lets you create videos in just a few minutes. All right, NVIDIA is the world's first AI-powered video creation tool. It allows users to create videos in just a few minutes without any need for filming or editing. All right, so as you can see, the text is very, very short. It's this one repeats. You have a little bit here. Oh, this is kind of wrong. All right, and then. Yeah, this one. So as you can see, the text is kind of scant. It's a very, very, very small when it comes to websites, or sometimes it's completely wrong. Hey, I've been getting a lot of questions again. I've mentioned in another video how to make money with YouTube using AI tools to automate my channel and to save time while building traffic. So hey, if you're interested in how to make money with YouTube using AI tools to automate a lot of your work and to build traffic, I'll put a link in the description and it will take you to the course where you can see how I do that. It's just there for people who are interested, so let's get on with the video. The smaller the website, the more errors it's going to have. So let me go with something smaller, like let's see. Well, let's go with car repairs. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to go with this one right here because it's very, very local. It seems like a local car repair. Only has 4. Yeah, pretty much only has 4 reviews. All right, so I'm going to put this inside and I'm going to show you how well it does. It's a very small niche website, and I'm gonna leave it in here and compare the two. This is already pretty scant, and NVIDIA is a pretty big website. Okay, so sometimes it gets it right. I got it right this time. All right, but other times it doesn't. All right, so basically what I want to show you is that it's a kind of hit or miss when it comes down to websites. All right, the other weaknesses that AI content writers have is when it comes down to products. So if I type in top 10 phones. Okay, so I'm just going to pull like some random phone. Let's go with okay, Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. Okay, since it's the most newest one, I'm gonna kind of delete this, and I'm gonna have it right for me. Okay, So it says Samsung Z Fold 3 is a new smartphone from Samsung. It has a foldable screen that can be used as a phone or a tablet. The phone is also equipped with an in-display fingerprint sensor, 4 cameras, and wireless charging. All right, so it does work with products, but not all products are equal. Right? Sometimes it does well with the phone. Sometimes it gets mixed up with the older version. All right, so those are the 3 issues I want to talk about. So when it comes to AI content writers, their weaknesses, their strengths are mainly like general topics. If you talk about dog walking or gardening or sleep, getting enough sleep, or maybe motivational techniques, self-help stuff like that, it's very strong in some generic, general, topics. But the more specific, if you're talking about very specific products, the newest product, the newest laptop, sometimes it gets mixed up. When it comes down to technical websites, sometimes if the website's too small, it doesn't have enough information and it struggles to write. As you can see with InVideo, it had issues writing enough content, right? And those are the issues when it comes to AI content writers. Now let's move on to the next class of AI content creation, which is AI video editors. And this one is, actually, is a text to video. I see a lot of these text to video softwares that are by AI, and it also has its strength is the same. You can talk about generic stuff, maybe like news, maybe self-help stuff, maybe how to walk your dog, how to cook a recipe, maybe how to eat healthy. Those generic stuff it does well with, but when you input specific text on technical things, it doesn't. It's not able to create the video properly. So let me go ahead and show you what I mean by that. Let's see. Let me pick. I'm just going to pick something random. I'll use this template. And let me just go ahead and pick. Let me go. Let me continue writing with this one. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy this and show you what I mean. It's something very specific. Okay, and then from here, I'm just gonna go ahead and go on next. All right, so what it's going to try to do from here is it's going to try to match the images or videos with the text. It's trying to find suitable images and videos that kind of match up with the script over here. All right, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so you can see right here, it has a flower, I think, and it has a chip, which is nothing relevant there. And if you were to continue, you get a lot more of these issues. And then this one right here, I'm not sure it's of a Samsung Galaxy, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's the Z Fold 3. So you can see the errors. There's a lot of errors in here. It tried to do its best, but my point is, when it comes down to very technical things, the same thing holds true for medical procedures or like anything very technical or very specific. It's not going to have the ability to find the image or video to match the two up. And what you end up having to do is you have to kind of do it by hand anyway, by essentially going to the image, searching it out in here, or just uploading it here and dragging it into here. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're doing general things, your general script like how to eat healthy, how to live a long life, 5 ways to exercise, to reduce stress, stuff like that, very general stuff, yeah, it has no problems matching the two up most of the time. If you're talking about the Galaxy Z Fold 3, the newest, the newest iPad, the newest MacBook Air, like the newest and greatest technology or products, very specific products, it has I don't even think it has the images within the database to go ahead and match it. And then if it did, it still has problems matching the two together. So if you're doing video editing with AI software and you need this specific feature, you might as well get a basic video editor and save your money, because this AI feature, like InVideo, this is not just for InVideo, this is also for Vidnami. I've tried many other ones. I think ClipReel was another one. This AI matching, one-click video creation software where the AI tries to matches the image or video with the text. It only works for general topics. If you're looking for something specific, save your money, get something basic, because you're gonna have to do the work anyway, right? And you're paying for something you can't use. So that's the way to get around it. It's not something you want to hear, but it's something I think you need to hear, because it's not talked about. All right, so that's that. And the third thing is transcription. AI is very, very weak when it comes down to transcribing basic like what I'm saying, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So let me get into that. All right, so let me show you what I mean. This was my last video on writer testing, right, where I tested everything and I showed you what it can do. Could it write medical procedures and car repair procedures and stuff like that? And I tested that video. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can see the original video. And I'm going to put it into an AI transcription software called Descript. All right, so what I do is, let me see, go home, go new project. Let's see, transcription test on writer test video. Okay, create project. And then I'm just going to simply drag get the video into here, and I'm going to let it do its thing. I'm going to go ahead and let it transcribe. And you can compare you just basically have to give it some more information. Oops. Okay, and I'm gonna come back to this video. I'm gonna come back to this and show you, because I don't want you to look at this status bar loading. It's gonna take a while, but I just want to prove a point that AI transcription is not there. I mean, yes, some software does it better than others. I don't want to make all AI transcription softwares to be junk. I know a few that does an okay job, but for generally speaking, it's not that great from my experience. So let me pause this real quick. Okay, and it's done, and this is what came out. So I'm going to go ahead and play parts of this, and I want you to see for yourself whether or not this transcription did a decent job. All right, so I'm going to click on play. Hi, in this video, I'm going to be doing a writer AI test to see whether or not it's good for mobile laptop reviews or product reviews or other technical type content. All right, so this was requested by a commenter asking whether or not writer was any good for mobile laptop reviews. So I'm going to go ahead and test it out. Okay, so as you can see, they got this one. It's got this one wrong, and I want to be very clear. Like, this is probably one of the best softwares, the better softwares out there, because I trained it for a few hours to recognize my voice. Because even though the transcription needs work, the transcription software needs a lot of work. The cloning, the voice cloning feature of this software is excellent. It's really, really good. So let's move on to maybe this one right here. This is the topic. I'm going to enter that as a keyword. I'm going to put 3 variants and optimum. Click on write. And let's see what comes up. I'm going to compare it to what's already written and see if it makes any sense. Give it some time. Let me pause it. Okay. So it's done. And let's see. Okay. So I mean, yeah, all in all, it does a decent job for the 2 paragraphs, but you're gonna see if it's the more technical it gets, right? Like when it comes in here, it gets really bad. So let's watch. The MacBook Air M2 is a laptop design by Apple that has been on the market for quite some time now, and it was first introduced in October 2018, and it has been updated to its second edition in April 2019. The new MacBook Air M2 features a 13. Okay, so Air M2, 13.3-inch Retina display with a resolution of 2560 times 1600 pixels at 227 ppi, an Intel Core i5-8259U processor clocked at 1.6 gigahertz with turbo boost up to 3.8 gigahertz, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and 128 gigabytes SSD storage capacity. Okay, so as you can see, it runs into problems when it comes down to like technical jargon, but I mean, you do have to clean it up. Right? That's what I want to be very specific about. It doesn't do like a 100% match, but all in all, you know, if you're aware of that, right? If you're aware, like if you're reading technical specs of a product or something like that, and you may run into issues like this, and you're okay with it, then you can go ahead and correct it in these sections here. If you're doing general stuff like self-help or psychology or business, you might not have these problems as much, so you're good to go. But when it comes down to transcription of certain technical items, or if you're talking about AI or automation, it may, you know, start messing up a little bit here. All right, so those are the major weaknesses. To summarize, when it comes to AI content writing, technical topics and small websites that have issues with, the way to get around that is you enter in more detail so the AI can recognize what you're trying to say, or you go over several iterations. You make it right several times about the content, and eventually you'll get it right. That's why you kind of, you know, you need unlimited output, and that's why I picked Writer. The second thing is video editing. Let me go into that real quick. All right, so video editing has weaknesses when it comes down to technical specs, and the way to get around that is just don't pay for it. Unless if you're doing something technical, don't pay for it because this function is useless. All right. And the last thing is transcription. If you're talking about something technical, basically when you talk about that technical product, you're just gonna have to change the. You're gonna have to change it around, the wording around, so that it looks nice and pretty, and the formatting. All right, you might have a lot of formatting issues, but other than that, AI is a very, very useful tool. I just wanted to put this out there because I didn't see this. I don't see this anywhere, and maybe because it's not attractive, and maybe because it doesn't make any money really. I mean, how can you sell like, you know, information that says, hey, this is something you might be worried about? But I want to put it out there because I don't want you to waste your money and time having to relearn everything when I've already did it for you. Okay. And if you have any questions below, you can go ahead and ask me. Now, this transcription is improving rapidly. It is getting better and better, but it's not there where you can, you know, let it, set it and forget it type of thing. All right. So if this video was helpful, could you please hit the like button? I'm Vince from Digital Nomad Institute. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.